So part two of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series, such as Rich Dad Poor Dad Cash Flow Quadrant, which is the second book of his series compared to all the other ones. He's had, plenty handful you can always read and, spread your knowledge a little bit by Robert Kiyosaki. But with this one, it really talks about why the rich don't pay much in taxes. And he breaks it down in a quadrant. So the quadrant is just a lowercase t, a long lowercase t. The left side, we're going to start with the left side, is literally basically poor people. And then the rich side, the right side is the rich. So he breaks it up into E. He has an E on the top left. Bottom left is S. Right side, top right, B. Bottom right, I. Now, what these stand for in the book, you might be able to do some Google researching. On the left side, for poor people, it's earned income and self-employed. Why? Earned income, you can only make so much and you're capped. That's why people say the more money you make, the more you get taxed. Or more money, more problems. When it's earned income. You pay around 40% in taxes. Allegedly. Probably more than that now, but, at the timing of writing these books of his, it's 40. Self-employed, you actually pay more, around 60%. Self-employed is basically you are a business owner, but not a business owner. And what he breaks it down is when you can't take yourself out of the business, when you have to be in there all the time still doing the daily operations. You can't take yourself out of the business and have someone else run it for you, and you pay them the most, because they're like the lead, they're the lead general of your, business or company, or they're the lead general manager, where they can be paying the top dollar because they have so many people that they need to lead, such as the employees. So E stands for earned income and employees, about 40% off, with your taxes. And then S is kind of like you're kind of stuck in your own business. You can't take yourself out to do, other important things, other tasks, anything like that. And then you have the right side, the rich. What they do. B in the top right stands for big business or big business owner, meaning they did what S can do, the self-employed person can do. They took themselves out of the business to start another business. Heck, most guys or women, business owners will use that money that they're generating from their first business, depending on what they want their second business to be and what their potential startup costs may be. They'll use that money to invest in the startup costs for their next business, if it makes sense for them to do that. It's to take yourself out of the business and to do other things, more than just vacationing and doing this, that, and the third, but also paying someone else to do it, to buy back your time. Hate crows, but screw them. To do that. But that's for the B. And then the I, the last part, the I is investor. It's really just looking at different investment opportunities. Once you've built a substantial amount of money, how you can start building your investment portfolio, what to look for in investments. He also has a book on that. That's actually his third book about investing, But the main is E, S, and I are the main, and that's really why the rich don't pay a lot in taxes. Back then it was all about creating jobs. The rich created jobs, for everyone else. That was the whole thing back then. Before they had rappers and all these big time celebrities, it was strictly about business. Now you can turn anything into a business, Now it's still business related a little bit, but it's more of entertainment. If you can grab people's attention, and become a high status, high value person, you don't need to pay much in taxes because you're providing said value or entertainment. Sometimes your value is entertainment. Most music artists who are successful don't pay a lot in taxes. Why? Because they are providing value, which is their value is their music. That's their value. But to the people, it's more of entertainment. Some people look at it as entertainment. Some look at it as value, depending on if they can relate to your music or not. But most of the time, it's just entertainment. What do you think about TikTokers? Entertainment. Value or entertainment? that's basically how you make it in the economy now. So, and there's nothing wrong with working on earned income. You just get taxed more and you're capped. And sometimes you can make a really good living off of earned income, depending on what you do, where you live, what your regular expenses are geographically. It all of that plays a factor, of course. So, if you're in the rare percent where you can make a good living off of earned income and that's something you enjoy doing, that's cool, But sometimes you need to have backup plans or different ideas, and it really comes down to mindset, creativity, which is something they don't teach in school, sadly. So you kind of have to get that on your own through certain peers or through books. Books, I will always say, is the best. If you have certain peers, great. If not, that are like that, then you might have to change your friend group. But like I said, it really is to look at it, because back then, way back when in the 60s and 70s, or anytime after the Great Depression, all the government systems were saying, hey, if you go to college for 4 years, you graduate and everything, you'll be successful. And at the time, you would think, because, you're going to college, further your education, why not? Furthering your education is always important. It's a great thing because you need to always constantly learn. But they didn't have the strings attached to it with the student loan debt, or, actually being able to, afford it, and having to pay back that loan in high interest, so you're paying more than what you really owe because of the interest. It's just always some certain strings attached to it that the government just didn't decide to tell a lot of people. And then when they realized it, and then the Social Security isn't hidden like it should, because the Social Security does not adjust for inflation yearly. Inflation is about 4% per year, and it would only be fair if Social Security would adjust to the inflation, but it just doesn't, which is crazy, pretty, kind of messed up, but, that's just the system, and I look at it like this. I feel like after that whole, economic depression, people put a lot of faith in the government, because it's like, well, what's the point of having the government if we can't trust them, if they can't help us when in need of stressful times? The government, to me, is just here to look pretty. It's just a doll. It's just a Barbie doll to me. That's why I don't care for them. That's why I like, whatever they say, it's just like, all right, cool, sure. If you do it, great. If you do it, if it's great, it's good. If not, no surprise to me. I don't put my trust in anybody. Like when I say I don't put my trust in anyone, it's not that, I got my own, little friend, homie, that I trust, that I'm cool with, but still, don't put all your trust in someone, but put it on yourself. Bet on yourself. That's the biggest bet you can take. The biggest risk you can take the biggest risk you can take is not betting on yourself, or betting on yourself. It's really how you look at it. But always bet on yourself. If you're going to take a gamble, do it with yourself. Don't be gambling anywhere else, in no casino or nothing like that. But that's the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Comment, like, subscribe. Comment down any other future videos you may want to see, or any other future book recommendations that you have read or that sparked an interest in you, because this right here is the real, more in-depth reason from this first book on how the rich don't pay a lot in taxes, which is crazy to say, but that's what capitalism is, sadly. Well, until next time, make sure you turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I drop a video, and until next time, I'm gonna see you on the next one.